Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Oops, I hit my head there. Um, Today, we will be continuing our flight towards the delivery of Astro Salt. And so, in the last episode, we did some brainstorming, came up with a very rudimentary mock up. Today, we will be creating a Kanban board. If you don't know what a Kanban board is, it's a tool usually used in software development to keep track of the work that needs to happen, that has happened, or that is planned to happen. I use a free service called Trello, and you won't be seeing anything on the board right now because it'll be blurred out. That's because there are a few projects in here already which I don't really want to display for YouTube right now. But if you want to use Trello, you can follow along with me where we will create a new board with the name of Astro Assault. There we go. That being said, what I always like to do first is change the background. And since we are going with something astro, something spacey, I'd like to choose a background that fits the style. There we go. Thank you Unsplash for providing these nice pictures. It's in Dutch right now, I know. I've tried to change the language multiple times by now, but it hasn't happened yet. So bear with me here, but we will be adding a few lists. The first one will be our backlog. The backlog is where all our cards go that we still want to pick up. A second one is in progress. These are the cards that we are actually working on. Then I would say we have an in test and a done column. There we go. And now let's just start creating some of the cards. The first one would be player movement. I'm also thinking about enemy movement. If we are really thinking in the Godot way with inheritance but also on components, we could say we need a health component, but also a shield component. No, we don't need a shield component because the shield is not shared between multiple entities. I think for now we'll leave it out. We need a hitbox component and a hurt box component. Right, so you get the idea. We will add cards to this. Then what I like to do is go into the cards and always give a bit of a description. Player movement. So the ship is fixed to the bottom of the screen and can only move from left to right and vice versa. Right. So this is a small description. Then what I also like to do is give some fit criteria. So supported input would be A and D, but also the arrow keys if people really want to play with the arrow keys. There we go. Okay, I think this is fine. Then I am someone who likes to organize my stuff, and so this is a feature, and we will give it a feature label. For example, if I say a player or a ship, because we are in our spaceship, of course, our ship sprite, then I could give this a second label, which I could call art, for example. Or maybe a better name would be assets. And why would I say assets? Because I could say sound effects kill. We need a sound effect for a kill. I am also assigning this an asset label. So you get the gist of it. I will do a time lapse now and fill in the board a bit more to actually see what we need and what we don't need. Right, so I finished up the first step, which was defining all the epics. We got a player epic in which he needs to be able to move, shoot, take damage, and die. Right, we got some enemies. I've already named the three enemies: the Orbital Crawler, Jolt Jumper, and Astro Blazer. They need to be able to move, take damage in multiple ways. Oops, that was wrong. This is dealing damage, not taking damage. Taking damage in one way, dealing damage in multiple ways, and die as well. And so I've listed up most of the things which I have to do, and now I can easily just turn this into a card. Movement. I can drag this into here, give it a feature label, and now this thing is in progress. And slowly but surely, all of my epics will become less and less filled, meaning more and more stuff will be in progress, in test, and done as well. So this is how I would tackle setting up a Trello board for a project. I hope you learned something. Who knows, maybe in the future I will do it differently, but this is how I do it for now. So anyway, thank you for tuning in, and this is your captain out. See you later, and bye-bye. One thing I forgot to mention during the recording of this video was that the Trello board is a living thing. So don't hesitate to go back to the board to change a few cards, maybe add some new cards which you didn't think of at the time, remove a few cards which you thought you needed but you actually didn't need. Just play around with it. The only thing you need to be wary of is that you don't add too many new cards and result in something as scope creep. But by all means, it's your project. You do what you want.